What you gonna do when Tales from Collector's Paradise runs wild on you, brother? Whoo, whoo, whoo. Don't miss it.
Today, on episode 5, a tale that's just too big for only one show, we take a look at Storm Collectibles' Hulk Hogan line. Plus, a small tale on a tall figure. And is that Shawn Michaels I see? All this, plus much, much more, on Tales from Collector's Paradise, featuring Big Stevie Pump. Thank you for joining me here on Tales from Collector's Paradise, episode 5, a tale that's just too big for only one show. That's right, folks. Spoiler alert, 2-part episode. A lot of information to be crammed in today, and you are not going to want to miss today's show, I'm going to tell you right now. Look at how it's already starting out. I mean, today's going to be a wild one. And yes, we've got the Storm Collectibles Hulk Hogan line, 7 figures we're going to take a look at. Then, as you've seen, we've got a small tale on a tall figure, a backstory on that big Hulk Hogan figure that you've seen there at the beginning. Obviously, as you see, this is a Hulk Hogan themed episode. But I'm going to tell you what. As always on Tales from Collector's Paradise, you never know what's going to happen. And rumor has it that there may be some unscheduled figures en route right here today to the set. Gonna have to deal with that. Now, anyway, guys, I'm going to tell you what. Exciting show. Big show. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for continuing to like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me, guys. We got a lot of exciting things today, so stick around on Tales from Collector's Paradise, featuring yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. Okay, folks, there you have it. That is a Hulk Hogan figure, a 16-inch tall Hulk Hogan figure, which makes him extremely difficult to film. But there you go. And obviously he's holding Shawn Michaels there for sizing comparison. So a little backstory on this Hulk Hogan. This was released in 1985 by LJN, and that was the first people to have the WWF then toy license. And this is a pretty impressive figure. And I'm going to take here and take Shawn Michaels out. Like I said, that was more so for sizing comparison. So we'll set him back. So look at that. Anyway, Shawn Michaels always finds a way to rear his ugly head. There's your FaceTime, Shawn. So let's get on. So we're going to get Shawn out of the way for a moment. So here you can see this Hulk Hogan. It doesn't have a ton of articulation. You know, the arms move, the head moves. You know, the real cloth shirt, which is outstanding. You know, the World Championship belt. And of course, there you can see there, 1985. I don't see how that'll come through on the camera. Yeah, 1985, Titan Sports, made in the USA. How about that, folks? LJN Toys. Anyway, the boots. We'll just get a look at the back of the Hulkster. No bald spot. This is pre-bald spot Hulkster. But he does have the tan there, you know, and he's in the traditional yellow. Really awesome figure. Anyway, so my Aunt Teresa, I call her Teresa. She goes by Terry, but I'm going to choose to still call her Teresa. Anyway, let's get a close-up of the belt. She actually has had this figure ever since 1985, or she had it for many, 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 many years. And it used to sit in a like a plexiglass case, a very nice case, display case, that she had it for years and years and years. Finally, one day, she decided, I guess she didn't want it anymore, and I would like it more than her. I don't know. And she gave it to me for Christmas one year. It's probably been about 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more. Who knows? Time all runs together. But is that not an impressive piece of figure or what? 16 inches, Hulk Hogan, LJN from 1985. So that's a small tale on a tall figure. Okay, and here's a quick look at the 7 figures that we're going to be talking about today. And then you'll notice they all have their little accessories piled by them. The hands and then the extra heads on 3 of them there. Like I said, we're going to get into each one of these individual and I'll cover some ground. Hang tight. Okay, a couple things. This is the first one ever released. And I've actually got I'm going to show the packaging here too, and see if I can get it away from that glare. This is the packaging. I actually bought 2 of these. This is the first one ever released, and like I said, this was probably about $25. And a very odd thing about these are a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. Like I said, this is Storm Collectibles is the manufacturer. Our hero fell over. And I bought 2 of that one because it was the very first one, and I thought, I don't know what it'll be worth or whatever, and I don't know that it's worth a ton. I mean, I think they go for around $50 or so on the market right now. So this is a Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and Mattel had the license to do these, and they never actually got around to putting out a Hollywood Hogan because he had to fallen out with the WWE and he left. So before Mattel could ever get out a Hollywood Hulk Hogan, an NWO version, it never happened. So there is one coming out, which is going to be awesome, by the way. They just showed a prototype of it this past weekend, WrestleMania weekend, and it's going to be awesome. Anyway, enough about that. They got the license to do him again. He's back on good terms. Anyway, one of my first irritants, you may notice the weight belt here. And the reason that's off of him is because I cannot, for the life of me, seem to get that closed back on him when it's on his waist. And part of the reason is we're going to take him off his stand here, Hollywood Hogan. And I mean, shame on you for making this accessory that impossible to get off. And I'm going to get a couple of shame on yous. Some people like it when I get the shame on yous going. And we're going to do this figure a little more in detail because it was the first one and they're all basically the same quality. One irritant is how easy their hands pop off. And you'll notice most of them come with extra hands, and he does too. I didn't happen to have his laying here. I couldn't find him. But I looked everywhere. Anyway, it's with his feather boas, which I also don't have here. But other than that, I didn't want to let that hold back doing this video because I have all the accessories for everybody else. The real cloth shirt, kudos, and it says Hollywood Rules there. The chain, I love it. The do-rag that comes off, bald-headed Hulk Hogan. The sunglasses that come off. Like I said, I'm going to spend a little bit more time reviewing this particular Hogan. Just because it was the first one, and like I said, you can see all of these. But my main irritant is this middle piece, and you'll notice here the way that his waist is kind of cockeyed, and that's because this piece here is not a solid piece. His legs are. It's a hard piece. This is a soft rubber, so it just doesn't do a great job of holding up. Now, that weight belt, and you can see this is part of my irritant, is this gap here. I hate it. Now, if this Hollywood belt's on there, it covers it up pretty good. And you'll see in a minute with one of the other figures that's got that. I'm going to put him back down for a moment. So, I hate that soft piece. Now, normally I keep a championship belt on him so it holds that on there, but I wanted you to see him how they come. Now, we're going to move on to the next figure, and so I can show some more stuff here. All right, so here's this one, the other one, and this is the second figure that come out, and there's the extra hands and the feather boa, and every one of these hands is the same, and then the feather boa there, the red and black. So this is another Hollywood Hogan, and we'll show the stand there. And I'm going to set him back down, and look at these boots first off. Look at the detail. Kudos to you, Storm Collectibles. And the lightning on the pants, the cloth shirt, and there's the weight belt. I said I would show that anyway. There it is. So it doesn't look bad when the weight belt's on. Not at all. So, it does not look bad. Well, and I'm going to slide him back so you can look at him for just a moment. These are really good figures, and I'm a big fan of them. And like I said, to set on your shelf, they're great. When you start getting into the playability of them, like I showed his hand coming off, and sometimes their arms will come off, they're not super durable to hold up. But as far as setting on your shelf, they are absolutely outstanding. And we're going to go ahead and go to this one here. And then once again, the feather boa. And the same exact hands, not going to pull them forward, but there's this Hulk Hogan. And I'm a big fan of these. Like I said, and once again, all of the do-rags come off, all of the glasses come off. And, like I said, the extra set of hands. But look at the boots, the detail. I'm real impressed with the detail on the boots. The Hulk Hogan there, the HH. I mean, and then this, this style pants. This is obviously later in Hogan's career style. Once again, has the weight belt on, so it doesn't look bad. It's under the cloth shirt, I might add. Kudos. The Hulkamania, even the the rips in the back. I mean, they just really nailed it. They nailed his likeness. And like I said, Mattel lost the license. Storm Collectibles struck a deal with Hogan themselves. And, you know, they come out with these figures. Oh, yeah, I need to go back and show the stand. Look at the Hulkamania stand, red. Each one of these come with their own different stand. These figures, I do feel I paid a little bit more. I feel I paid about $30 a piece for. Sorry, he's coming back for just a moment because I just wanted to show the yellow stand. I like it. And obviously, it's just a contrast in colors like the two NWO ones, and you know. But I really dig this. Once again, the cloth shirt, the headband comes off, chain, you know, detail work on the boots. Big fan of the boots. Just and then the opposite, you know, it's just basically the opposite colors, the yellow with red and then the red with yellow. So, all right. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the main three. Okay, and when I say the main three, I'm not trying to slight any of the other figures. They're all awesome. But these three are available right now on ringsidecollectibles.com. And like I said, these are Storm Collectibles figures. And basically the yellow one in the middle, that was numbered to 3,000, and you can buy him right now for $35. The white and blue one to the right there, he's limited to 1,000. He's currently $70, the priciest of the three. And then the red and white one to the left is limited to 1,000 pieces, and he's $60. So right now these can be had, and I did not pay that much for these guys. I only paid around $100 for all three of them, about $33 a piece. Now, you a lot of times Ringside Collectibles always run sales, and just so you know, I mean, they sell all kind of wrestling merchandise. They're one of the top wrestling retailers for merchandise on the internet for figures and that sort of thing. It may be the top, probably the top. There's a couple other stores out there, WrestlingSuperstore.com, and that's really them. And there's some other places, Entertainment Earth and some places like that. But anyway, not getting into all that. But RingsideCollectibles.com is where these can be had. And these are limited, and, you know, they each come with, and we're going to cover this one first. This is probably my least favorite of the three. And, man, there's nothing absolutely wrong with it in the world. And like I said, same hands they all come with. And then the head. Now, this is one of the extra heads. Each of these particular ones come with an extra head. And I'm going to pop him off so you can see the white. And then once again, you know, the same. And there you can kind of see. Look at his leg, how the shorts aren't covering it. The trunk's not covering it great, you know. And I can do that and get it back in there. And these do move, and I didn't go through a lot of the posability. Look at the toes of some of these other ones. So you can do some stuff. The cloth shirt, I'm such a sucker for that, you know. And then, like, I mean, these heads pop off. That's how easy that is to pop the mean head Hogan off and to pop the other head Hogan on. So, like I said, that's the good and bad of things. And we're going to put, actually, we'll leave that one. Now, I had this different one on because I had all three of the different ones on the one. So we'll leave this one on, this one for now. So I'm going to set him back on here. So like I said, each of these come with a different head, and they are all interchangeable with any one which figure. Obviously, you can mix them and match them. But, man, this is, you know, truly, you know, this is how Hogan looked. I mean, this is awesome. I love this Hogan. It's a great look. You know, anybody my age from their childhood is going to love Hulk Hogan, despite whatever kind of, you know, drama's been in his life over the last few years. I mean, this guy, he's an icon of the 80s. Let's see, we're going to do this one now. The American Made. So this is how the Hulkster looked when he first come out. Another, you know, there's the alternate head there. And this is how Hogan looked when he very first come to the WWE. Before Hulkamania was born. You know, he had the American Made. And once again, the cloth shirt. I'm going to mention, I mean, every single figure comes with a cloth shirt. They knocked it out of the park. The blue trunks, I mean, the blue boots. I remember Hogan in this outfit. I remember watching Hogan in this outfit and being on the cover of magazines and everything. And Hogan was a big get for the WWE. And without Hogan, we wouldn't have WrestleMania. I mean, him and the WWF back then made it happen. Oh, yeah, and let's look at his blue. And like I said, each stand, I appreciate that. And like I said, look at the toe bend, if you can see that there. The toe actually has a joint in it. and the ankle there as well. You can swivel them around, and sometimes they get some weird gaps. But man, I really like that figure. Well, let's bring on the last one here, and then here's the extra head. We'll go ahead and show the Hulk Rules Screaming head, and I wanted the other smile because I really like the head sculpt in this. I mean, I think there's the yellow, the Hulk Rules. I mean, set him down here so you can get a close-up. Look at that. I'm a huge fan of that head sculpt. And this right here, and once again, like I said, all of those bins, this is how I think of Hulk Hogan. When I'm a kid, growing up. Now, like I said, I kind of would have maybe have liked the red shirt, with the yellow, like the way the big Hogan I showed it earlier looked. But basically, this is also how I think of Hogan. I mean, you're not going to go wrong anything red and yellow. But this is an amazing figure. Once again, the extra hands and stuff and the face. But any of these heads are interchangeable, So if you wanted this particular face on there, which is the same one, just with the different headband. And they're all, like I said, they're all faces are very similar. There's only a couple different molds, but man, that figure right there, what you going to do, brother? I mean, I absolutely love it. I love that Hulk Hogan figure. And I mean, I just think it's fantastic. And when I think of Hulk Hogan, I mean, this is pretty much the image I have in my head as a kid. Any kid my age is going to love this particular Hulk Hogan. Okay, and a couple other things I was going to get into just about Ringside Collectibles in general is you can always use the code CHAMP, C-H-A-M-P, CHAMP, and get 10% off at any time, whether they're running a sale or not. And if they're running a sale, which, for example, like Easter, their Easter sale, and they're always running a sale for anything, St. Patrick's Day, Christmas, 4th of July, doesn't matter. Any big wrestling pay-per-view, they're running a sale. They're constantly running sales. So they got lots of cool stuff on there. I'm not plugging them, not getting paid for them. I've just bought a lot of from them or whatever, but I've just bought a lot of stuff from them. They got a lot of cool stuff. And oh my goodness. And there he is, Shawn Michaels. But just wanted to say that. Use the code CHAMP for 10% off. And like I said, they're always running sales, and you can get that in addition to whatever sale they got going on. So there is Shawn Michaels, Mattel, Ultimate Edition. And so he's there, with the Hulk Hogan. So there you can see the scale. Oh, crap. It's Mattel, Hulk Hogan. I think he's Shawn Michaels. I think it's he better get out of here. So Shawn Michaels is adiosing. So it looks like, oh, crap. It looks like we got a challenge, folks. We got a challenge. If only we had a ring and an arena. Wait a minute. We do have an arena. We do have an arena. And what is that? That's a figure of Big Stevie Pump. And he's got some sort of belt bag or something on a table. We got a cameraman. We got an announce team. We have an arena, folks. Folks, things have gotten bad for the Mattel Hulk Hogan. Yes, the Storm Collectibles Hulk Hogan have taken control here. That's him giving him the big boot. They've stolen the belt that the Mattel Hogan come out with. This is crazy. Folks, this is just getting out of hand. Things have definitely gotten crazy, folks. Over here in the arena, it looks like the Jakks Classic Deluxe Aggression has taken possession of the championship belt. There's Commissioner Big Stevie Pump in figure form trying to talk some sense into him. He's turned over the table, it looks like, the Hogan. There's all the Jakks Hogans. They've showed up. Looks like they've got something to say. But fans, this is getting absolutely crazy. I can't even believe this. And back over on the set, it looks like the Mattel Hulk Hogans have showed up to even the score with the Storm Collectibles Hulk Hogans, making this thing just flat out in utter chaos. Folks, we're running out of time. We got to go. Come back for part 2. Happy Easter. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. This is Big Stevie Pump signing out.